Hey, this is Ross Bain with Role Playing Public Radio. We're playing Blades in the Dark, The Blind Eyes, session 11, I believe, or 12. Let me actually double check that real quick, because I do take notes. No, this is episode 10. So in the last session, I do remember that. The Blind Eye smuggled a passenger into Duskwall, who was carrying a coffin-shaped crate with a body in it. So I guess it was kind of a coffin, but the mummified body could talk. Well, it was weird. It was the sacred one. But anyways, someone was trying to find the passenger, and the Blind Eyes had to interrupt an occult ritual held in a private room in a social club, in order to keep that from happening, and they did. And so they have found out from the passenger, the Rubian woman, that there is a demon trying to destroy the city, and she's trying to stop it. And Inkblood, the demon, is working with the Leviathan Hunters to protect the city from this other demon. So I believe that was all revealed. But anyways,
also, Flake wore yet another outfit.
Well, yeah, we unlocked Flake's maid DLC. Maid outfit through spinning.
No, it's DLC. It's paid content.
Okay, paid content. Yeah. I thought it was special, like achievement based costume.
No, we gotta make our nut.
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Yeah, only 1,000 blade bucks, which you can get for $9.99 in our conversion store. Anyway, but Lord Scurlock has sent a message asking you to look into someone who sabotaged his latest, who sabotaged his operatives. So it looks like Lord Scurlock is working with the other demon. As we begin, we've already taken care of downtime and everything else. So, the real question is, what do you want to do about Lord Scurlock's offer?
Don't we also have to do something for the Leviathan Hunters, or was that last week?
That was last week. That was your job for the Leviathan Hunters, was to smuggle that woman in there, and her passenger. So you did do that, but you can. So yeah, you don't owe them a favor anymore. But you can certainly inquire with them to see if that woman needs more work, because she does seem to want to work with you again. But yeah, what are all of you thinking? Do you want to get involved in this feud between demons? Lord Scurlock's going to be very offended if you don't answer his message. But on the other hand, you have a really good idea of what his ultimate goal is.
So I kind of want to reconcile out of character and in character knowledge here. Like, I know we've done a job for Lord Scurlock. What do we know about him?
Let's see here. Lord Scurlock is an eccentric noble, very reclusive, very wealthy, very interested in the occult, and it is
rumored to be a vampire.
Or some sort of powerful sorcerer. He has a dilapidated manor house in 6 Towers, and he has a lot of business holdings throughout the city. He is enemy to the Spirit Wardens, you know that much. But he's got a lot of people on his payroll, including a good number of cops, bluecoats. Yeah. So yeah, that's what you know about him. I don't think you actually met him. You only met his agents. He's very reclusive after all. But yeah.
And in character, we know he's working with a demon that wants to destroy the city.
That's what the woman told you.
Mm.
And
Well, I'm anti-destroying the city. That's where Flake keeps his protection racket.
That's the line.
Yeah, that's our line in the sand.
Yeah.
I mean, the job offer is obviously looking for what we did last week. Mm-hmm. So I say we just take it, because no one's going to be worse at finding us than ourselves.
I think the real question is, who do we want to pin it on?
Exactly. Yeah. Who do we want to pin it on?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so who is going to meet with the agent? We'll say the agent's nickname is Mousy. Mousy wants to meet at the Old Rasp, which is a public house in Six Towers, near the manor house. And
I'll go.
Hello?
Let's all go.
Okay.
I don't have anything else to do.
Okay. So the three of you go. Salty and Salvage are still in jail until they show up to play. And let's see.
To be fair, are we still going to get like some wanted level amelioration from this?
Yeah, definitely. I would say your wanted level right now is actually 0 is what I have it. So
yay!
And your heat level, yeah. Your heat level right now I have is 2, which isn't too bad. So the three of you head to the public house, the Old Rasp, and soon find yourselves at a table across from Mousy, who is, a mousy-looking fellow. Rather large mop of hair on his head, a bit greasy, and rather pale, and very sunken eyes. Looks like he hasn't slept very much, but very large ears. Yeah, but he looks at the three of you. Yes, we had an operation at a social club not too long ago, but some group stopped us, sabotaged our efforts there. But we have an idea. We think that they're operating out of this warehouse, and we need you to go in and get whatever documents you find there about the group's finances. Well, who's backing them? So a simple job, in and out. Get the documents, get out. No witnesses.
No witnesses.
I mean,
sorry.
It's
just a tip.
Yeah, at least it's in Crow's Foot. At least no witnesses who I can ID you. We don't want you to be traced back to us, of course, or to me. And hit it tonight and come back in 3 days. Leave whatever documents you find. Be at the tree behind the Old Rasp here, the one that was the tree, the big dead one, petrified one. There's a stone that's loose under it. Put them in, and there will be a hole there. Put the documents in there, and then I'll make sure that you get paid. 8 coin. Simple.
God, I want to make a Shawshank joke so bad right now. I'm fucking bursting at the seams.
Just give it. Just let it flow through you.
Veins in my neck are just popping out. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Better than that.
Oh.
So we just need to go in there, out of character, we just need to go in there and steal the documents and then give it to him?
Yeah.
So has he given us the location for this warehouse already?
Yeah. Yeah, it's in Crow's Foot. But yeah, he gives you the exact street.
Have we been there?
No, you have not been there. You haven't spent a lot of time in Crow's Foot. I mean, you've been there, but you haven't been to that specific warehouse. So you have no idea who's behind it.
Okay, so I'm just like trying to flesh out the angles here. So we don't know enough about the warehouse at the moment to say who is probably operating out of it. Other ways that Mr. Johnson here could be screwing us over is that, let's see, maybe this is something that's a personal vendetta for him and not Lord Scurlock. What do we know about Mousy?
That would require gather information check. In order to find out about Mousy, that requires some sort of gathering information, which can be done any number of ways. But he does want you to hit it tonight, so you only have time each for one kind of action a piece to gather information on the warehouse, its defenses or guards or whatever, or Mousy, who is an agent of Lord Scurlock. So Vimes, what do you want to dig up info on?
I mean, I definitely want to know who we're about to fuck over.
Okay.
So,
The owner of the warehouse. Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The owner or the occupant, if,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
leases are a thing.
Sure.
So I will do that. I'm probably just going to consort. That seems straightforward.
Yeah.
Fails.
Well, there you go. It's a rather anonymous warehouse in Crow's Foot. It is. This is a controlled risk. So yeah, you just don't get it. But there's no other consequence. So, yeah.
I have question. Do either of you know how to read? You can read documents with the words.
Typically, yes. I mean,
Good.
depends on the language.
We can do this job then. This will be your task. I am not very useful at this. The reading part.
What do you need us to read, Flake?
The documents, so we know which ones to get.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a larger
That's Flake's contribution. He's just waiting to be told to kill somebody.
Yeah, fair. Sorry, Vimes, what was it?
Nothing. I was just gonna ask Flake if he had a larger point there, but I guess that's been addressed.
Okay. Audra, did you want to do any gathering of information?
Yes, but I'm trying to figure out. I was just going to assume that we would figure out who the warehouse is run by, and then I was going to do a check to see if it's magically warded or has any sort of unsavory presences of that nature.
Well, you can do one or the other.
Yeah. No, I'll do the magic. That's what I'm good at.
Okay.
I don't want to also fail the other one.
Fair.
Sick.
There is actually not much in the way of magical protection. I mean, I will say with a 6, you do see that there are private guards, not blue coats, but there are armed men sort of patrolling. Well, definitely patrolling the warehouse. There's one on the roof, 2 on the ground, and they occasionally whistle to each other so they can note that they're there. And looks like so that's pretty easy to find, but it does not look magically guarded. But that's you're doing this from a distance. So it's limited effect, because you're kind of doing it safely from a distance. So there's no chance of you being observed. And also you're doing it relatively quickly. Just in an afternoon, there could still be defenses, but they would be subtle or intentionally concealed, which would make sense. Most magical defenses would be concealed to some degree unless they were set up in a hurry. So you can't entirely rule it out, but
I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay.
I just want to make sure there's no big obvious ward that.
No, it's not. It's not
important than
yeah. If there's magical guards, it would definitely be something subtle inside that was set up over a long period of time. So yeah, Flake, was there any gathering of information you wanted to do, or do anything else before you hit the warehouse?
Do you guys want me to do something?
Yes. Flake, would you go please ask your union friends about the conventional, defenses / activities at this warehouse?
Should I ask them or should I ask them?
I'm confused. Which one is which, Flake? You can tell us. We're all friends.
Should I ask the way I prefer to ask or ask nicely?
Well, they're your union friends. So,
yeah.
Wouldn't you want to ask nicely?
I suppose. I will go ask nicely.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. I will roll my dice then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm much better at asking not nicely.
No, I'm sure. No, I literally don't know which way Flake goes with the...
All right,
partial success.
All right, so what are you specifically asking about the warehouse, Flake?
Who lives there? Who operates there? What's going on there?
I'll say you get limited effect. They say, oh, well, they're pretty sure that it's operated by the Hive, like it's paid up by the Hive or one of the Hive businesses.
The Hive is like the big mob, right?
Well, they're like the legitimate merchants that don't like. It's more like if the Chamber of Commerce was a mafia, if that makes sense.
So a Chamber of Commerce.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Got it.
So in turn, it's not like no one thinks it's especially important, but you know any warehouse they have is going to have guards and alarms at least to call the bluecoats if somebody breaks in. Conventional alarms are kind of like tripwires that make loud bells sound, or steam whistle kind of things, or send up a flare, that kind of thing, like mechanical traps, not like mechanical alarms, more likely.
Okay.
Not even ones that are set to kill or maim, just kind of like things to get the bluecoats a running if a burglar sneaks by the guards. But, yeah.
Sorry. I just have one other thought before we get rolling, and it's this. So if we're breaking in to look at documents or to retrieve documents, presumably, one, we need to have something forged to make it look very much like the Hive was in on this. Two, if we don't like what the documents show their paymaster to be, who should we pin this on?
What enemies do we have left?
Well, the grinders are still around, I believe.
But they're not big enough to hire somebody up the chain, right?
Okay, yeah. And you kind of made peace with them. I mean, they don't like you, but you stopped your war with them, I believe. Yeah. Who else do you not like? Gondoliers, you have a -1 status with, because they operate in your area. We haven't really explored them much in the campaign. Obviously, it wouldn't make sense for the bluecoats to do this.
I mean, it could. They have an interest in the city not going boom.
Yeah. I mean, or you could, yeah. So,
yeah, we could do bluecoats just to avoid adding a whole other faction to the narrative right now. So.
Yeah, seems all right.
Okay. All right. So, I guess we're at the score itself and sort of the engagement roll. So what is your overall plan? You going to sneak in, assault it, social engineer your way in?
Dress Flake up as a janitor.
Just really putting a lot of money into that costume shop, huh?
We gotta have something to go legit when we retire.
Yeah, I wonder. Sorry, just sort of thinking out loud. Do we want to do we want to do just fire drill approach? Do we want to go in as some random city ministry auditors?
Yeah, that's always fun.
All right. I especially like what it's going to be like to explain why we have a flake. That's going to be great.
Well, okay. So the job requires that you can lift 50 pounds multiple times, which neither of us can do. Right. So we're required by union to have somebody who can.
Right. Also, he's the forensic auditor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so social. I would say that's fairly daring. The Golden Hive, though, is obviously a higher tier than you are. You're still even if you're a tier 2, they're like a tier 3 or 4. So that cancels out. So you're at 1D. You're not really using any contacts. So I'll just go and roll.
Yeah. So just looking over the Dust Bowl section, I think what we're going to say is we are Ministry of Preservation, Division of Weights and Measures.
Perfect. Love it.
Department of Weights and Measures.
The Duskval knits.
Yeah. All right. So I believe that is a controlled roll. No, it's mixed. Sorry, you're in a risky position. So, I mean, that's fine. That's average. So, so the three of you approach in your bureaucrat inspector costumes, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very, noble proletariat worker bureaucrat overalls, I imagine, are involved, or speed suits or something, some tool belts and some, with various measures. Clipboards. I imagine clipboards are involved.
Clipboards
I have
for
calipers because
days.
those are my favorite.
Calipers. Okay. I like that.
Yeah, speed suits and green visors.
Yeah. And so you approach one of the guards, a very large woman, with, 2 pistols, and, a truncheon. And she looks, well, what's all this?
Ministry of Preservation Department of Weights and Measures scheduled random inspection. We need to calibrate your scales.
Well, we are an active warehouse. This is, we're a storage warehouse. We don't have scales. We're a secure holding facility is what we are.
Ma'am, you'll see from this document I'm providing you here that this is a scheduled random inspection. Your number was drawn by lottery, the number of this warehouse, the address. And so I find your contention that you don't have any scales to be somewhat suspect. Even as a storage warehouse, for proper bookkeeping, you would need to weigh items as they both enter and exit the facility.
All right, go ahead and make your sway check, that sounds like. I mean, you can make a case for command if that works better, but this is definitely risky.
No, I'm lying.
Yeah, sway.
While they're doing that, I'm just measuring the door jamb with my calipers and scribbling on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Is that an assist?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Blake's just gonna nod and grunt, knowing that.
Do you want a devil's bargain, or are you going to push yourself, or do you not want either?
I'll listen to a devil's bargain.
Devil's bargain would be she is going to send one of the guards out to get the blue coats. So that'll start a clock of when the blue coats arrive.
Will you tell me how big the clock is?
6 segments.
I mean, that seems fine. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Okay.
It means we just can't dilly-dally.
For sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
Sounds fun. All right, so that's a success in the clear.
Okay. All right. So she sends that out. She just sent them out, so that's at 0 right now. So every action you take in the warehouse will raise that clock by 1 or more, depending on what happens. But she lets you in. So you're inside the warehouse. You look around. There are rows, and this is obviously meant as a document sort of archive. There are rows and rows of filing cabinets. However, what immediately draws your eyes is in the back corner of the warehouse. This is it's 2 stories tall, but it's just one big room. And there are rafters overhead, and kind of not catwalks, but if you wanted to climb up and Batman your way down, that would be certainly an option. But there is in the back corner a cage with a locked door, and inside there is a desk with 1 filing cabinet. So that's obviously the manager's office, and that cage probably is it's a locked room, but you can see through it. It's cage, so that seems important. There's the thick layer of dust on most of the floor. Doesn't look like this place is used very often.
How many people inside, or anyone right now?
There is no one inside right now. It is you hit after hours. They are whoever. The only dust seems to be to the cage and back from the front door, the door you just came in, to the back cage. So
awesome.
So it looks like the cage seems to be the only really secure place in the warehouse.
All right, so let's at least try to to not just flake it open, because that will be somewhat obvious. I understand that it's going to be a little bit obvious regardless because dust, but we'll do what we can. So let's go back there.
Okay. So you walk back to the bat cage, and Tinker would be the role to pick the lock. I would say for 2 segments that would be a risky roll. For 1 segment on the clock would be a desperate roll, and controlled risk would be 3 segments on the clock. And obviously, the difference is what happens if you fail. So that's picking the lock. It would be a tinker roll. But I'm open to other things. If you want to use, if you have special items in your loadout that could, I don't know, that's more of the salvages thing to have acids or something.
Or alert if you had one.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, what do you? Oh yeah, don't you have a lurk ability like that will mitigate consequences if you fail?
Yeah.
Okay, so you could do a desperate thing and then mitigate it with your.
That is exactly what I am thinking.
Okay, all right.
So I will do that thing. Except I have no dice in Tinker. Does anyone have any dice in Tinker?
I can tinker. I'm pretty good at tinkering.
All right.
All right. Since you're all working together, Vimes, you can still use the ability if you fail. So for 1 segment, it's desperate and it's a lock picking thing. So if you fail, you break it. If you get a partial, I would say something special will happen.
Okay. I'm going to check off tinkering tools.
Okay.
Part of my extensive caliper selection. They're used to smuggle lockpicks. Okay. So an assist and tinker. And I will spend the stress. This is stressful.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to break the lock.
I'll spend 1 to help out with that.
God damn it. All right. Channeling the spirit of salvage.
Yep. You break it. And so 1 segment is gone. But actually, if you spend your armor, Vimes, you won't break it off. And you can still try to pick the lock.
Yeah, that seems important.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the lock is still there. So you can, since you spent the armor, you can just roll again. Like that it gives you a second chance.
Okay.
I'll kick you a stress in again.
Yeah. Oh, we'll do. There you go. 6.
Okay. You open it up. So with your 2 attempts, that put 2 on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
And you are in the office. So
here's why having Flake along was actually useful and necessary. So Flake is actually dressed in extra baggy speed suit, in which we have sewn pockets on the interior. Okay. So we're just going to start stuffing him full of papers from the cabinet.
Okay. So you go to the cabinet and you open it up, and you hear a mechanical click, and the room, there is a gas just bursts out of the filing cabinet. All of you start coughing. Pretty horrible, so everyone needs to give me a resolve check.
Okay.
Critted.
Yep.
6.
All right. So. Okay. Let's see. So we'll say Flake is temporarily incapacitated, or at least overcome with a face full of fumes. Do you want to give me a resolve check then, Flake?
Yeah. Is that just your?
That's a resistance
stuff
check.
Left of the line.
Yeah. Of your mental ones.
Probably won't be good because I'm bad at that.
Well.
No, I did okay.
Okay. So you suffer 1. So this is going to be an additional stress. So even if you roll a 6, you take 1 stress. So Flake will take 2 stress. And it starts. And you are all feeling a bit groggy.
Am I on a crit?
Well, there's not really like levels of success for resolve rolls, like for resistance rolls, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, as long as you're in the gas, so you're going to be the equivalent of wounded, so at a -1d of all actions, but you're not passed out. That was what would have happened if you had not, gotten gotten too low of a result. This is basically, like a resistance check to not being knocked out. So like a little different. But Audra, you feel a tremendous surge of energy coming from the floor.
No.
And so you have one action to do before something happens, and you're not sure what it is.
Sorry, just well actually here. Critting a resistance roll clears one stress.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Get it.
All right. You can clear one
Get
stress then. However, as long as you're in the
know.
gas, you still suffer the negative 1d to your rolls.
Yeah.
I guess I will just go attune Dragon Ball Z, block whatever's coming up from the bottom, even though put some kind of ward below us.
All right. This is desperate if you're going to do that.
Okay. I mean, we don't know what else, right? Like we got to.
Well, you could try and run. You could try and figure out what it is, or you could ready a weapon to fight it.
I mean, I hear free XP. So.
Okay.
5 partial.
Okay. So it still happens. You realize it's a ritual to summon a thing from beyond time and space, triggered as soon as you open the filing cabinet. However, it will not attack you. Is your partial success. So basically that's what Audra is doing in this instant. What are the two of you doing in this instant?
Grab the whole file cabinet and run.
I mean, yeah, like minus. Like I'm assuming a file cabinet is a bit much for even Flake to handle ably. So like I'm going ahead. Like I don't want to flat out cancel Flake's agency, but I'm probably stuffing his clothes full of papers.
Okay,
as per original plan.
If Flake holds on to that, so you're desperately trying to get that doing that when the floors erupt. It's a wooden floor, hardwood floor, but the floorboards are torn up as these just tendrils pop up and start just filling all around you. They just seem to fill up the air. They keep expanding and writhing, and they almost appear not to be fully solid, but almost incredibly viscous and almost in ooze-like. But they start wrapping around your limbs.
They would.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Spirit Bane charm.
Your Spirit Bane charm starts heating up and burning up. It is it'll give you a chance to do something, but this is a lot stronger than a spirit. Spirit Bane charms protect you against ghost possession, not really against summoned horrors. So, but Flake is pretty much going to get wrapped up because you were trying to get the documents. So Audra, it's not attacking you yet, but it is definitely blocked off the door out. It is filling up the cage. And Vimes, your Spirit Bane charm is burning itself out trying to protect you, but it is being overloaded. So you could try to squeeze out, or you could try and fight it, or you could do something else. I don't know. So Vimes, what do you want to do?
I was probably intending to take a pause and help Audra deal with whatever the situation is.
All right. So Audra, what are you going to try and do?
I mean, we just need to not really banish it. That's maybe the wrong word, but at least suppress it enough that it lets Flake go and we can just get out of here. Right. Like, I don't think we're going to kill it.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to visualize what this is, you know, those science experiments where somebody puts two chemicals together and suddenly it creates this foam or this goo that just rapidly expands. So this is like the tentacle version of that. It is expanding rapidly and you're in an enclosed space. So,
Can I fight my way out of it?
You can try. Yeah. So that
was
would
skirmish.
Yeah, that would work.
Then I will just assist with that. So I'm basically just trying to use my magics to suppress it. So that can either be assisting Flake, who can punch his way out for us, or However we want to do it.
I got a partial.
You start fighting against it, and it starts coiling against you tighter. And what you figure out is that it seems the more you fight against it, the stronger it gets. So
quicksand type deal.
Yeah. So yeah, that could be a way of looking at it. Audra, so what were you doing while Flake was fighting that off? So you don't realize that yet, or Flake. Yeah, this is happening very, as we're doing this like sort of second by second.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to just suppress it with magic, but is it clearly chemical and not magical? It's alchemical. Maybe?
It's a magical being, but it is a summon horror, which means it has a corporeal body. It just won't last very long. But long could be like hours, or days.
As long as I can keep fighting it with attuned.
Yeah, you can try and fight it off.
Suppress it for 6.
All right, so with a 6, you're able to keep it off of you, but you're being backed into a corner. It is blocking off the door, and you're not able to. Basically, you're sort of back in the back corner of the cage, away from the door, but it's unable to talk. You're still trapped, but it's not touching you. So at this point, you hear Mousie's voice. Now, do we all want to talk, or do you just want to keep fighting against it?
Yeah, that's probably what I feel like I saw that coming.
So, I don't know if you realize that, but Flake is a fairly distinctive person at this point. And disguise or no, it was not too hard for us to work out who did it. But why we're more interested in how you knew where to go and how to and know exactly what to do to stop us. And so you're smugglers. And so we kind of put 2 and 2 together. But, we're not really interested. Don't worry. We're not angry at you for what you did. We want to, we like you, to be honest. And we think you have a bright future with us. But, we need you to, sort of, help us deal with that, foreigner, that problem. So what do you say to that? Vimes? You there?
Why does everyone always look at me in times like this? This is demon shit. Audra, what do you think?
Well, no, I mean, this is talking our way out of demons.
Yeah. So what did you can first, so the next time that whoever that person is, they probably, will want you to do more work for them. And so the next time that they ask you to do something, you tell me. And when and then I'll give you your real orders. If you do that, you'll be very wealthy and very safe. Now, if you don't, then you'll wish it was like this. It'll be a lot worse. We'll have your little friends, your little crew will start disappearing one by one. We'll wait. We'll hold off until you're last. So, have they given you another mission yet?
They have not. I mean, can we take a sidebar here just for a second? Because look, I realize that it is easy for people to just say things, but the reason they told us that, doing the thing we were doing was important is that they were opposing you guys who are planning to do something very, very dangerous for the city. And as Flake so eloquently, stated earlier when you weren't present, we like the city. It's where we keep our stuff. So could you maybe just, in some actual tangible way, demonstrate to us what it is you're up to and why, apart from staying alive, well, staying alive in the short term is great, yes, but if it's, deleterious to us staying alive in the long term, you get where I'm going.
Oh, wow. They told you that, she told you that much, huh?
like I said, it's easy to say things. I get that that's a great sort of move to pull on somebody when you're asking them to do something. Is otherwise great harm will befall your living space, sort of like you're doing.
Look, I'm not either confirming nor denying that, but even if that is true, there are other cities. Once this is all taken care of, you can move. You can go to Lockport.
That's not reassuring what you're saying there.
Am I still trapped by this thing?
Yeah. You stop struggling against it, and it stopped gaining in strength, but it is still holding you very tightly. It is not hurting you, but you are very constricted. I mean, you can talk, but
there is no way for me to get out of it.
Not through muscles. Do you have a tune?
No.
Yep. So you don't know anything about the occult, so you don't know how this shit works.
Got a spirit bane charm.
Oh, you have it as well. Well, you fought against it more, so I'll say your spirit bane charm is burned out. The spirit bane charm works against ghosts possessing you, not really against summon horrors grabbing you.
Okay.
So you can talk, but you can't, like, just muscles are not going to work in this situation.
Is the guy he's talking to there?
Yeah, he's outside the cage. You can hear him, but you can't really see him through the mass of tentacles and tendrils. So,
all right, I will just be suspended by tentacles then.
Yeah,
cool.
Okay. But yeah, he says, look, if you want, I can get you a meeting with the Lord Scurlock himself if you want him to explain his plans to himself. But they're very good. But you gotta learn who to trust. And Lord Scurlock is playing the long game here. He doesn't want to preside over ruins. But if there's a condemned building, what do you do with it? You have to tear it down. Well, Duskwall is not a healthy city. It's not a good city. It's a very rotten, corrupt city. And once you clear away some of this rot, you can build something better. Doesn't that sound nice? And who gets to be in charge of building? Why, the survivors, of course. And don't you want to be one of the survivors?
I hear what you're saying there. Allow me to confer with my associates here for just a second.
Oh, sure, take your time. We got hours before that thing dissipates. I'll tell you that much. And I got the guards here with me. I don't know if you can see them or not, but don't worry. As long as we come to terms, you'll walk out of here fine. But yeah, I'll step away even. You can whisper among yourselves. He says something in the arcane speech, and the masses of tentacles all sort of reposition themselves so all three can see each other.
Oh, how nice. So it's awfully neighborly of him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, so do we really want an in-person with the high roller potentially vampire?
In the orphanage, when you encountered someone larger, you did what they said until you could find them when they sleep. So, of course, we will cooperate.
All right.
The little man outside the cage, though, better hope he never is without his pet, though.
Yeah, I definitely agree because, when I asked that whole, not even all that pointed question about, are you planning on blowing up the city? And he was unable to say anything that sounded like yes. Like, I think all of us here have seen when somebody has those sort of grand, revivification plans, the sort of people that we are and we hang out with, it doesn't work out well for.
Yeah.
So I guess, to Flake's point, let's wait until the big kid goes to sleep. Which is going to be hard if he's, an undying, ghost-infested corpse vampire thing, but he's just one ghost-infested corpse vampire thing. He has to depend on other people to some degree, I guess.
That's right. In the meantime, I can wrap the Demon Bane soap in towels, and we'll be ready to go.
I like where you went with that. Okay, well.
So out of character, sorry, I got pulled away. We got honey trapped, I guess?
Yeah. It was. They knew you were the ones behind it, and they set you up.
Okay.
There's very few 7 feet tall eczema covered men
Mhm.
destroying everything in Duskwell. So,
Yeah, they probably could use a scrying ritual to see what happened at the social club, like a surveillance camera, and just like, oh yeah, that's Flake. So yeah, your mistake was in trusting to do the job without it being a setup. But
Okay.
yeah. So you I guess call for Mousy to come back.
So we're just going to agree to do it, and then he's going to let us go, I guess? Or
That's
take
what he
it
said.
to the person?
Well, he wants you to be their inside agent against the Leviathan Hunters and the woman and the Sacred One, the ones that are trying to stop Scurlock.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like they want you to be a double agent. So they have to let you go in order to be a double agent. But they, did this to prove that they could get to you. So yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So, Mousy comes back. He says, "So, do you want to? So, I assume you've worked out that this is in your best interest."
Of course. We
Good.
are friends now. I did not know you had such passionate feelings about this issue.
Well, I'm glad I could demonstrate our commitment to our cause. Now, did you want to meet Lord Scurlock? I'm sure you'd be interested in meeting you. But if you meet with him, you would definitely be in the inner circle, and betrayal of the inner circle is much worse than betrayal right now. So, if you betray us now, we'll just kill you. But if you have to meet Lord Scurlock and then betray us, we'd have to kill everyone you know and kill you in a very horrible way. But on the other hand, if you know Lord Scurlock, there's a lot of other benefits. And, who's to say what time scale we're working on in this plan? Yeah. So did you want to meet with Lord Scurlock?
I am afraid I am indisposed right now with your friend.
Well, obviously,
one.
it would take some time to arrange it. It would not be tonight. It would be a week.
Right, like we've gotta, out of character, we've gotta wait until salvage is available again, because I mean, if we're gonna get this thing as pear-shaped as possible, we have to put Aaron in front of the vampire aristocrat.
that's correct.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so he says, "Good, we'll be in touch." And the important thing is, the instant they contact you for a job, you need to send word about what the job is, and then we'll give you instructions on what you should do. Now, of course, we're definitely playing to win, so we're not even gonna. You could do their jobs for a while until we'll wait for the right time, of course. But just always remember whose side. They may be nasty, but we're a lot nastier, and you want to be on the winning side, don't you?
Of course,
Yeah.
my friend.
Okay, very good, very good. Now I'll command my little pet here to let you go. And I still have a couple of armed guards with me, so they're now. If you can kill me, I'm sure you're probably very angry at me. But if you kill me or hurt me in any way, we'll just have to remove you as an equation, as a variable in this equation. You're too volatile. So, and it was nothing personal, of course. We just, had to make this clear to you. So, all right. So he says another few arcane words. The creature, lets all of you go, and retreats into the floors. And Mousy and the guards who are guarding the warehouse are all sort of standing to the side.
They're behind
Well,
a cage or something, right?
Well, they're outside the cage. You're in the cage, but they're standing to the side, so you can walk to the front door.
Okay. I walk to the front door.
All right.
Yes, let's just leave.
All right. The three of you leave. So as you all leave, let's see. When you get back to your lair, you do get a message from. Stradler or Waldorf is. we got a message from the Grip, one of the Leviathan Hunters. They got a job for us.
We have other
Neato.
things we need you to do. We will do this. I need you to find everything you can find about this mousy fellow.
Mousy?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, one of Scurlock's boys.
I also need you find me Physiker. One with not so much enthusiasm about Hippocratic Oath.
Wait. Flake, the last time I got one, they swore I don't think this physiker would come, you don't look that hurt. You don't look hurt at all.
Oh no, he will not be working on me.
Well,
just find one. Good at trauma.
But they said they wouldn't work. I mean, you made so many threats against them all. I'll try, but I guess I'll have to lie.
He will not work for me. He will work for you.
Oh, okay. All right. So, do you want to take downtime now, or do you want to do the
Even maybe one action, because I ate a lot of stress.
Okay. All right.
Such a short score.
Yeah. All right. So you can all take one downtime activity, and I'll hold off on entanglements until after that. But you won't get any income from your side business yet.
Neat.
So you can all de-stress if you want. Take a night off.
I didn't do so bad for stress that time.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to go try to work on our thing for the blue coats.
Oh, your
'Cause,
contact? Yeah. You're at 4 out of 6 right now.
I have overindulged.
Okay. Probably you would just be. I would say probably the most thing is you just talk too much, and generate some heat. Talking about, you're not like, oh man, we've been paid to like be a double agent or whatever, but like,
What are my options?
let's see, I think it's entanglement, heat, and there's one other.
I know one's just be out of the scenario.
Yeah. Indulgent rest. 156. Track trouble, an additional entanglement, brag, lost, or tapped, which means you have to find you're kicked out of the brothel.
You've played checkers too many times.
Yeah, how dare I?
Mhm.
I'll attract trouble.
Okay. All right. I will say. Let's go and roll. Looks like you generated one more on the thing. So you're 5 out of 6. Just rolling low. All right.
On what thing?
The police contact things for Vimes was building that up.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't say out loud. But yeah.
No, that's fine. I was like, what? Are we still getting chased by the blue coat clock? What is happening? Okay, no, I got you.
Yeah. I would say
The blue coat clock was a red herring.
Yeah, sure, totally. But you never know with these folk.
I would say the Hive send some goons by. Heard you were asking about our warehouses, our security, Flake.
Yes.
We don't appreciate that. Those are protected. You may think you run the city, but you're still, you may be a big man, but you're still a small fry in the grand scheme of things.
I understand, yes.
All right.
Who will enforce the will of the big fries? Is it you?
Oh,
Have you come to do it now?
Oh, no. We know you're a big brawler. You like getting up close and personal and wrecking people. It'll be someone you won't even see.
Well, then.
In fact,
where am I at as this is occurring?
Probably as you're leaving the brothel, like outside. There's like a half dozen of them. So yeah, just in the street. Yeah. So
well, your warehouse is used by this Lord Scurlock, correct?
We don't know nothing about that.
Oh, I do. He knows me. In fact, I work for him now, I am told. So that would mean that anything you did to me would be done to this large, scary Scurlock man. Shall I tell this Mr. Scurlock when I meet him that you think he is small fry? That you think he is small enough for you to act upon?
You're just like, oh, it's never you. It's always, so you're under the thumb of someone now? You're not an independent crew anymore? You're just bootlicks for some aristo?
You you must have trouble focusing. You have threatened me, but in doing so, you threatened the man I work for, which is why you come to me in the first place. This is the way of things, yes? So which is it? Who do you work for? Are you the independent one? Free? Are you from under the boot of this man in the high castle? Or, maybe you can do nothing to me, lest you make the big man angry. You kind of have it both ways.
Do you have survey?
No.
Okay. Well, they are, we said what we were going to say, so, you just watch yourself. Or who knows, you might get a bullet in the head.
Okay. Go on. I'm glad to be working with you, co-worker. I will see you at the company picnic.
All right. Yeah. So that happens. Let's see. It does occur to you later, maybe the warehouse, I mean, the High operates a lot of things, so maybe they weren't even aware of what Lord Scurlock was doing with one of their warehouses.
Well, they are now, and
yeah.
that serves my purposes just as well.
Yeah, fair enough. So, let's see here. Okay, so everyone's done their taking a break, and now they're back. So you meet with Grip, who is one of the was on the Leviathan hunting ship when you picked up the passenger, and she meets you and says, "So our mutual friend needs some work done, and she wants you to do it."
Oh boy. Can we side talk about this ahead of time as part of the downtime?
Sure. Sorry.
All right, guys. So if we're double agenting, don't we need to actually decide which side we're working for?
No, you play both sides. That way you always come out on top. That's how this works.
Well, okay. But I feel like one side told us the other side wants to blow up the city, and the other side was not willing to disavow that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I keep digging in on this point.
No, I think we're all on the same page that none of us want to blow up the city.
Okay. So I guess the question I'm really asking here is, we're going to have to meet with this Grip person. So should we, I guess what I'm saying is I would really love to find out a way to, I don't know. I feel like if we try to screw over Scurlock at this point, we're just going to get blown out of the water. So I just want to minimize harm all around, right? Anyone have any ideas? This is a brainstorming session.
I have an idea. He's probably not safe here. We should go to a meeting and discuss this.
We should go, what? What are you?
If they have hired us, they do not have ears in the walls of the people they hired us to spy on, yes?
Yes.
Well, that is the one place we know we are safe to discuss such matters, no?
Fair point. All right.
Yeah.
All this talk.
So I say we go with them to the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Actually, Audra, you could also make a attune check to just represent how much you know about vampires, assuming Lord Scurlock is a vampire. That would be
okay.
The first, yeah.
That's gather info. Then yeah, let's see what's up. A 6. I love vampires.
Mm-hmm.
I love vampires.
So, vampires are essentially spirits that possess human bodies, and in order to, and so they're linked to a particular human body, like a corpse. So they have to feed on life essence in some way. Now, every vampire, there are different ways. Some will steal their breath from people. Some will drink blood. Each vampire is a different way, but the older and more powerful a vampire is, the more it'll develop allergies, weaknesses, and or sort of flaws, strictures, as they're called. And if you can figure those out, they can be very potent weapons to destroy them. But they are invisible to spirits and cannot be harmed by them. usually. But arcane weapons are usually pretty effective against them, but mundane things are usually not very effective against them. So those are sort of the basics of vampires, but each vampire is unique and has different powers, can develop different unique talents. So, Spirit Bane charms would be more effective against them than summoned horrors would be, again, because they literally are spirits. They're just in a corpse, so they can do physical things. So those are the basics of vampires. So that's what you know for free. You can dig up more information. But if Lord Scurlock and that's assuming Lord Scurlock is a vampire, he might just be some sorcerer who has some artifact or some means to keep himself immortal. Or maybe he's one of those, maybe you've heard of rumors of sorcerers who can like transfer their mind to younger bodies. But that's been researched so many times as like the Philosopher's Stone, you know, it's commonly dismissed by most whisperers as a delusion, or an impossibility. But you know, it's the arcane. What it really is impossible. But so yeah, you in order to defeat Lord Scurlock, you probably need to know what he is, and then the more you learn about him, the more you can use that against him. But yeah.
Do we have any reason to believe that the defenders of Duskwall know that he's a vampire, or that he's involved, or do they know they're up against a vampire?
Probably the Spirit Wardens would know a lot about him. They have publicly quarreled before, but Lord Scurlock is you actually don't know what his legal status in the city is. You know of him and his agents, but he is kind of this, I guess in the real world would be the equivalent of some like anonymous holding company that like has a lot of influence, or some political action committee that like who's really backing it. There's a lot of mystery and misdirection, so that'd be something to figure out. But you know the Spirit Wardens would be a good place to start that investigation. But you actually don't know if what the city institutions know about him and why they haven't just destroyed him. Because yeah, if he is a vampire, he should be destroyed. Like vampires, it's illegal to be a vampire in Duskwall. They're very dangerous. But this is all theory and conjecture.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like profiling.
Fair. But Duskwall is not a particularly idealistic city. Weirdly. So was there any more discussion, or do you want to cut back to the meeting with Grip?
Yeah, that was it. Sorry, I just kind of wanted to, make sure we were all in a common place here. Because it seems to be getting moderately real.
Yeah. So, Grip asks, how have you been? Have you been attacked, or has anyone, our mutual friend thought there might be a possibility of retaliation from your last job, and she's worried about you.
Is it safe to speak here, Grip?
Yes. Yeah. There's a couple of wards against scrying.
Oh, yes. We were attacked by Lord Scurlock's man Mousy. He has demanded we be double agent and inform against you.
Oh.
That was easy. Good job, Flake.
That's quite.
I have always been of the opinion that honesty is best policy whenever possible. So long as you're not speaking to cops, because fuck cops.
I was about to say, who are you and what have you done with Caleb, but you saved it.
But what is better than double agent, I say? I've never been good with words and letters, but I can cipher, and I say triple agent is better. I think that since they have no doubt looked at us and followed us where we are here, Grip, they know we are here. But if they cannot hear us, they don't know what we say. So who is to say what information we give them when we leave? We maintain our use. Otherwise, we die. But if we die, they still know who you are and where you are, because we were no doubt watched as we came here. So I think it'd be in your best interest to perhaps make me triple agent.
You're sure it's Lord Scurlock, though?
He has giant tentacled monstrosities hiding under floorboards. If you know anyone else who has these. Most people I know have paring knives and flintlocks, but that is a fairly unique weapon. I had not seen that before.
Well, that's Scurlock is a rather dangerous foe. It would be hard to act out against him because where is he? How do you? There, I've heard stories of assassins actually finding him, but even groups of assassins. But he is just one-on-one, very, very dangerous.
Yes, but you see, you have members of his inner court. You have people who can give him any bit of information you so wish. It just opens up many options for planning.
Yeah, it does. It certainly complicates things.
Oh, you think it's complicated for you? You have not been in the grip of Tentacle Monster. Let me tell you.
Okay.
He's not desirable.
Well, the first. Well, I guess you need to earn their trust. So, we'll just play this mission as more of the setup, just sort of prep work. We'll, I need you to go around the perimeter of Duskwall, and there's a chest under the table, a small chest. Each one of those, there's 7 stones on the chest, and I need you to put them at sort of like the edges of the city, at specific locations. We'll play this straight, and if they tell you play your part, and now that we know that this mission is, and you just tell us what they want you to do later on, and we can respond accordingly. We can change our game plan, but just play this one straight up. Do whatever they want, because this even in the worst consequences, they can't hurt us very much with this, because this is more setting up for things later down the road. But it's better to earn their trust at this point, I guess.
I could not agree more, but one important thing, Grip, it does occur to me as a cynical man that what one might do is engineer a situation which, through the arcane arts that you and this Lord Scurlock like to play, as if it's a chess game, you would take this pawn off the board so as not to worry about it and protect your organization. But what I will say is this, is that were I to be killed, they already know much about your organization just by me being here. So I think you should utilize me and the Blind Eye services longer as you adjust your organizational structure to perhaps be ready for
Scurlock. Yeah, I've the Leviathan Hunters have kind of compartmentalized me. I'm off. I'm just doing this now. They the rest, I can call in favors with the hunters if I need them, but other than that, I'm sort of on my own. And
it's good. Then we are both in the same boat, so to speak. We bail together.
Yeah.
Brothers.
I'll have to talk with our mutual friend about how to adjust our game plan, but just play this straight up for now. Just do whatever they want. We can adjust for this loss early on, or this sabotage early on, whatever they want you to do. But just here, there's a map in the chest and 7 stones. Just place them at the various quarters of the city that we've marked on the map. White Crown will be difficult because, there's a lot of blue coats there. But other than that, should be pretty straightforward. So,
very good.
Yeah. So, but
anything else? I apologize for speaking so much. I know it's not my role in our org chat. Audra, Vimes, you're good with this?
If I wasn't, I would have said something. Occasionally, you are a man of deep wisdom, Flake.
Oh, thank you very, very much. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, for me, I'm really just the go-between for our mutual friend. I'm just here to do my bits, my job.
Do you know anything about this mousy gentleman?
I've heard he's been the Scurlock often has a mouthpiece. They usually only last a year or two, a couple years at most. Mousie's the latest one. So they Yeah, it's a job with a high turnover rate. They have to deliver messages that people don't like hearing, and so they're kind of expendable. But, they get to speak with Scurlock's authority. So there's a lot of people who like that kind of power and don't give a shit how long they live. So, that's about it. I don't know much else about them. I mean, why bother? There's going to be a different, mouthpiece in another year.
This is what I hate about this city. No one has principles.
He's probably a whisper, though. I mean, Scurlock employs a lot of whispers and, people interested in that stuff. So he's probably pretty dangerous on his own, too.
Well, we will see. I have time. Thank you. We will move your stones about after we ask permission from other boss. You know how he is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Grip leaves through another passage in the public house, and well, actually no, it wasn't a public house. It was a private house. It was just a house that you went into and you don't know who owns it or who lives there or if anybody does. And pretty soon you send word to Mousy, and Mousy tells you, bring the stones here. Bring the stones to the tree behind the old rasp, and then fetch them in 3 hours after you drop them off, and then set them as they want you to.
Okay. Seems like a thing.
Okay, so I assume you do that. So you drop them off, and then 3 hours later, do you look at them before you drop them off?
Sure.
Okay. They're stones with sort of a carved in a sort of pentagon shape, and with arcane symbols sort of inscribed in them. The map is there's one that's supposed to be set at White Crown, and one set in Night Market. So like the borders of the city at various points. It's very specific about the locations.
How specific?
Like, put this on the watchtower, the third watchtower at the foundation at White Crown. So they like name specific buildings and specific sides of the building that they want you to put these on, or on So
it's something we could feasibly fuck up.
Yeah. It is something you could feasibly fuck up.
We will fuck it up then.
I
think Audra should probably be in charge of how we fuck it up.
But when you get them back, Audra, you can give me an attune roll.
Okay. Am I gathering info?
Well, you're analyzing it. Yeah, basically. I would say you're gathering info. You're analyzing the.
Damn.
I learned a lot.
Okay, yeah, you with a critical. So what you figured out is you actually understand what both sides are trying to do. So the original intent of your mutual friend is to basically, these stones would be the first part of a ritual that would affect the entire city. It looks like your friend is trying to find the demon that is opposing that is Scurlock's patron, the demon that wants to destroy the city. And this is sort of like the thing is specifying the whole city as the area of effect. So that's why you need these stones. And that was the original intent. But now the intent would be to now it's been reversed. The intent would be to locate the person casting the ritual and make it known to Scurlock's patron demon, who you do not know the name of yet, I believe. So the exact opposite. So that's how the runes have been sabotaged. But you also realize, since you've told Grip and the mutual passenger that they're obviously not going to cast the ritual because they're going to assume it's been sabotaged. So they can then probably magically, subtly counter-sabotage it by instead having it be like, specify someone else be the person that is identified as the caster. So they could fake out, so they could trick Scurlock into believing someone else is the sorcerer trying to find Scurlock and save the city. So so you can go back and forth. So you can kind of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy this a little bit. So you know what both sides are trying to do. And your side has the advantage in information because you know all of this. So with this information, you could further sabotage it on your own. You could further alter the ritual. The basic effect is that someone is going to be revealed to the caster to someone. So like you can specify who is going to be identified to whom in this. So
welcome to Game Theory for Intelligence Operatives 305 with your professor, Ross Payton.
Well, yeah. So
there's someone in town Scurlock could not fuck with.
That would be gathering information. You undoubtedly Scurlock has enemies he can't fuck with, but that would be well, actually no, there's one off the top of your head who would be wardens? Let's see here. Actually, the whole thing about the Spirit Wardens though is that they're all anonymous. So you would have to figure out
right, but we could just make the ultimate target of the scrying ritual a line drawing of someone in Spirit Warden garb.
There is a warden known as Bakaros, who may be several different individuals who sometimes lectures at the College of Immortal Studies at Duskwall Academy. So you could specify Bakaros as the sorcerer. So
the thing is, if you can say somebody is in, the reason they need us is because they don't know the conspiracy against their conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
So we buy ourselves time if we give them something alarming that they cannot instantly just go murder the guy.
Yeah. So if it's
then they're going to have to figure out, well, how the fuck are they involved? Mm-hmm. And that is time for us to get out from under these assholes.
Yeah. So you could specify Bakaros, the Spirit Warden.
But that's my plan. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that would definitely complicate.
We could also just pit somebody we want dead.
Yeah, that's true. You could end the grinders pretty easily that way. But
other than the unreasonability of why are these 3-bit thugs?
Yeah, that's true.
The people who did it.
So Bakaros, if you want to gum up Scurlock and delay things, that would definitely complicate it because the Spirit Wardens are his enemies, and which you do know. And Bakaros is a publicly
powerful,
known
untrackable entity. Yeah.
Well, maybe different Spirit Wardens. But it is definitely a Spirit Warden. So, Scurlock would hesitate to bring in the Spirit Wardens. That would definitely slow him down. That would be a way to sabotage it, is to redo this. But,
or we could just trust the side we're actually working for to be competent at it.
Yeah, I mean, now that they know it's being sabotaged, they're going to come up with their own plan, which you're not going to know what it is because, compartmentalization. But they will. Yeah,
and equally good with either of those, other than the question of if we fuck with it, is our fucking with it traceable?
That would be another attune check to fuck with it. You did make a critical, so I would say it's a controlled risk, right? Controlled right now. But there is certainly, if you get a partial success, there's certainly chance that would set a clock. They realized you're a double A. They realized you're betraying, Scurlock betrayal realization. So that would probably be started at 12, but that would definitely put 1 or 2 on the clock.
I mean, I think our value between the organizations is that they don't know enough about each other.
Mm-hmm.
So the more we can do to make their actions stalemated, the more power we have until they lose patience with us.
Mm-hmm.
But right now there's 3 of us and 2 old dock hands and some dogs versus a vampire and a shadowy cabal to take down a vampire.
Well, your mutual friend is a sorcerer with some sort of weird artifact corpse mummy thing that can divine things. But yeah,
and
basically.
That's great. Yeah. But I also need time to find and torture Mousy to death. So,
oh, you are taking he said it wasn't personal.
I mean, yeah, I can say that too. As I rip things off of him,
you can also say lots of things.
Yeah.
Right. The thing is, personal is a prisoner's dilemma, right? Both people have to decide it's not personal.
All right. Touche. I mean, these are all good points. So, actually, I'm going to.
So I would say we fuck with it personally. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, sounds fun. I just didn't
Because
want to,
our only value is that they don't know the motivations or the actions of the other. So if they're just like, if they're just like, why did it show the spirit warden guy? Did you fuck with it? I'm like, I don't know. I just did what you said. I put the fucking things around. And then if the other people are like, why didn't they come after us? Why didn't our thing work? It's like, I don't know. They told us to replace them with these stones, and we just did it. Like, we can feign dumb about it.
Sure.
Because that's precisely what they think we are, dumb go-betweens. So play stupid and build your own thing in the background.
Yeah. So that's controlled attune to have it point to Bakaros without, subtly. So
can I assist with that I don't know how. Like,
I mean, you can make
Audra, be ghost person. Yes.
I would say with a devil's bargain, you could. The devil's bargain would be that you would take stress as the basically Audra is using you as sort of a channeling energy through you, which is painful and stressful. Yeah.
So the devil's bargain for me is that Flake takes stress.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
Wow.
Can I do just a normal assist with study?
With study, yeah, I would allow that. Yeah. You can like, yeah, there's enough, you can help Audra look through her collection of books to figure out how to further sabotage this and figure this shit out.
The jumper cables, we had these in the special room at the brothel.
Okay. So this is another resolve. Well, first, Audra going. So if you get a partial, you'll succeed, but you'll create a clock. And if you fail because it's controlled, you just, I'll say you don't do anything to it. You realize it's not going to work, or you lose confidence. But Flake will still take the stress, and if you succeed, you succeed. So
okay, does this still count as gathering information?
No, this is acting on it because you're actually sabotaging it. You're not analyzing it anymore.
You're assist and a bargain.
Mm-hmm. And then, regardless of this, yes, Flake will have to make a resolve check to see how much stress he gets.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. So you succeed, but there will be some subtle things that they will. So you're at 1 out of 12 on the Scurlock realizes you are betraying him. So, yeah, it's only 1 out of 12. You're fine. And Flake, go ahead and give me that resolve check. And this is a standard resolve, so it'll be 6 minus what you roll in terms of stress.
Cool.
So 4. That is a lot of stress. It was actually surprisingly painful. Or you could take a wound. You could take a level 2 harm for that.
I'll take the stress.
Yeah. And armor would not work against that, obviously, because it's going through your body. So, you look at the map, now that you've sabotaged the second time, the runestones, you realize the 4 of them are going to be easy to place, but 3 of them are going to be a problem. One is Night Crown because it's they want to place at the foundation of a watchtower on the northern shore of White Crown, which is 1, the most heavily patrolled district in the city, and 2, it's a watchtower with guards with guns and shit like that. So and these have to be placed subtly, so violence, I don't know that. Yeah, I mean, there's too many bluecoats even for Flake to deal with for long. So another one will have to be placed at the southern edge of Night Marker, which ostensibly shouldn't be too bad to do, but there's often it's there have been some rumors about people going missing in that area lately. There's something going on there, but you're not sure what. So that might be problematic. And the other one has to be in that's going to be a problem is in the southwest corner of Dunslow. And they have a lot of guard, and that'll be near the ghost wall, the border wall of the city. And again, lots of guards. It's an open area, and they're trying to keep everybody in, because that's, the prison camp section of the city, essentially. Ironhook Prison is there, although this isn't near Ironhook Prison. It's, but it is like, so two of these areas are guarded by the Bluecoats, and are pretty, militarized areas, no civilians allowed. And the third one is something spooky's going on there, and nobody's sure what's going on. So those are going to be your three problems in order to pull off this ice. The other four you can just do. And
so can you run me through the problems one more time?
Sure. One is in White Crown, which is the rich section of the city, so it's heavily patrolled by Bluecoats. And
okay, that's a Vimes job.
And it's at the foundation of a watchtower, so that's even double, guarded, because it's the south. Another one is a night market at the corner, basically the southeast part of the city, at where it meets the river. The Dusk River, and the problem with that is something spooky is going on and people are disappearing in that area, but nobody knows why. And so that sounds, even you've heard the rumors. Another one is in the southwest corner of Dunslow, and that is near the border wall. And again, lots of guards and that kind of thing, but it's in the poorest section of the city. So those are the three problematic ones. The other four are trivial for
yeah, I don't know. I've got like kind of a dumb plot for White Crown, the White Crown area.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
I was just going to take the stone to Rodolfo and tell him it's a ghost ritual. So I have a noble escorting me there to do it.
Oh, Raffaello? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Raffaello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, I always say Rodolfo. Sorry, Raffaello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's one of the NPCs listed in the sheet, by the way. The Hunter, the Blades reference sheet. That's where I got him. I'm just a hack. Master Painter obsessed with the supernatural. Yeah, that's actually that's a pretty good angle on it, actually.
Just that way I'm with a noble.
Mm-hmm.
If Blue Crown's anything, we can just say we're just doing an art project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have him as a contact. He'd definitely do it. You just have to
put the stone down.
Yeah.
Then I'll just make a little fog storm roll in, and he'll be like, "Ooh, my goodness!" And I'll be like, "Yup." And then we'll leave.
Yeah.
Water vapor. Ghosts love it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Do you want to just do that first?
Well, let's figure out what the other...
Okay.
While we're in planning mode.
Sure.
We can figure out which ones...
Well, if you can figure out what the spooky thing going on in Night Market is, you would know how to deal with it. But right now, it's just spooky things happening. It's by the water's edge. There's an abandoned building there, and that's where you're supposed to put it. So it's not guarded at all. It's literally abandoned. But the problem is people have been disappearing in that area, and nobody knows why, because they've just been poor, like, fishermen and that kind of thing, harvesting eels illegally, harvesting eels without a permit. But they
How very dare they?
How dare they? And they just haven't come back. And, people often do this alone in secret, so there's no witnesses.
No,
I mean, I can take that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we could just take the swan boat out for a pleasure cruise if it's by the water.
Yeah, you could take the swan boat there. That'd actually be really, you just don't know what the nature of the threat is. So that's the problem.
All right, so we'll do them all together then. So I guess we might as well do White Crown first.
Okay. And then the Dunslow one, there's also the Dunslow one, which is another guarded area, but it's in the prison camp section.
I have a plan for that.
Okay. But again, you cannot use violence or draw attention to the exact place where you put the stone, because the whole idea is to put the stones and so that nobody sees them there and fucks with them. They don't work if some was like, what's this? And the Bluecoats will pry it out, just because.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, which one do you want to tackle first? White Crown then?
Yeah, it sounds the funniest.
All right, so Raphael's actually not in White Crown himself. He's in Silkshore right now. He has an apartment painting. And
Yeah, but he got that White Crown money.
oh yeah, no, he definitely does. Like
He's just slumming it. He's just trying to gentrify Silkshore.
yeah, he's an artiste. He has to be inspired, and you can't be inspired in the stuffy confines of White Crown.
I am a bohemian.
He
There's
is
a lot of bars
he
on
didn't move there
Silkshore that
until they
have
got a
garage
Whole Foods.
doors, all that kind of bullshit.
Yeah. So you find him in his apartment, and he is painting, and he is painting a very handsome and scantily clad man who is posing with a bottle of wine, pouring a cup of wine. And what's amazing is actually the wine is being held in midair. It's not like it's just like a painting, but in real. You can see the man breathing, and he but when the three of you enter, the man says, I thought we weren't going to be disturbed today, fellow. And he puts a wine bottle, angles it back up, and the wine goes back into the wine bottle, defying gravity. And Raphael says, "I'm sorry, Drav. I know these are old friends of mine. I'm sure they're here with news or something amazing. They've never disappointed me yet. Vimes, Flake, Audra, have you met Drav? He's just God, he's lovely, and he's clearly very look at this artifact that he found. It's amazing, isn't it? Yes, I've just been inspired to paint him. I'm doing a whole series of this exploring this artifact. I seldom it's so. Anyways, Raphael is just kind of like very manic at this point.
Impressive.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. I'm sorry, I've been rude. Here, he goes to the table. Would you like some ghost cocaine?
Hell yeah.
Yes. So, Audra, you take a hit. How are you right after you take a hit?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay. You're no.
Finally feeling level, huh?
Just a little bump to keep the
All right. Keep
the
everything.
attention focused.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so he kind of snorts. He's like, Drav also takes a hit and kisses Raphael.
Got all that good shit because he got money.
Yeah, so Drav has draped himself over Raphael, or Raphael looks at all of you with very, even Flake, you can pick up sort of daggers in his eyes. He is obviously very possessive of Raphael. And Raphael says, yes. Look, I've done a whole series of these. We'll have to sit out for more wine and more cocaine soon, but we've got enough. And what do you call the board with the meat and the cheeses and
Charcuterie?
Yes, charcuterie. Yes, we should send for that very soon.
Wait, I want to wind it back. That's not actually what I said. I said Lunchables.
Lunchables.
Brilliant marketing.
Yes, they are lunch, and it's a lunch you are able to have. Yes, a Lunchable. Yes, yes, excellent. So yeah, Raphael's high as a kite.
Invitation to your
What news do you bring? Did you bring something else to some experience?
Yeah, you have a little ritual going down. I thought you might want to be part of.
Where? Can't we have the ritual here? We have plenty of space.
No, it has to be at a very specific point.
What specific point?
In White Crown.
White Crown, how boring.
No, because we're gonna summon a weather ghost.
A weather ghost. Oh, that sounds I've seen weather ghosts. I've seen all kinds of weather ghosts. This is Drav speaking. He's like, they're very boring. I mean, come on, Raphael, let's stay in for one night at least, and let's. I've got this wine bottle. It's it's defying gravity. I think I'll be able to I'll float on the ceiling pretty soon. I mean, the more we mess with it, the more we're able to manipulate gravity with it. It's like, oh yes, that's true. Why don't you stay for the night? We could it would be so great. We can break out more drugs. I can bring more people in. We can have a whole concert or an orgy. I don't know. What are you feeling tonight?
Hey, Audra, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, that all sounds wonderful, and I know, I and my companions here are always down for a good orgy, but haven't you begun to find lately that such pursuits of pure and regular pleasure are just running a little bit decadent, a little bit boring? I mean, no offense, I'm sure it would be, as the youths are saying, quite the banger. But don't you find that real inspiration lies in just the geography of the city? In fact, beyond the mere geography, the geography that the bourgeois, that the people actually impart it with, even the psychogeography. So even walking out amongst, so essentially what I'm going to do is say, I want to cast this as a situationist kind of art thing. And you need to go on this walk so you can get out in the city and take a random walk, a ritualistic random walk to this place, and then come back. And how much more, intensified and piquant will the cocaine and the orgy be once you have reminded yourselves how much better you are for being bohemian than those uppity white crown bastards.
Okay. This is controlled. I'll say you get 2 out of 4 on the clock to get Rafael to do this. If you succeed or get a partial. If you get a partial, though, you'll get 1 on 4 on Drav convinces him to stay in for the evening. So, but yeah. And if you get a critical, you get 4 out of 4. And if you failed, you just get Drav gets 2 out of 4 on his clock. So, yeah.
So I've got 2 in my sway to begin with. Does anybody want to toss in with this?
For sure.
Yeah, Audra could definitely assist with her expertise in attuning.
All right, there's a critical.
Oh, damn! I just, yeah. All right, well, 4 out of 4. He's like, yes, of course, psychogeography. How could I forget the sacred science of psychogeography? Drav, you must put on your coat. And he's like, I'm not going out in that. You have fun with your new friends. And he goes off and
we're old friends.
Drav, no, you do not want me stay for orgy? People love Flake at orgy. Look at me.
Well, that's what I wanted to do.
Contagious.
So yeah, Drav goes off in a huff. And
you touch Flake, he leaves a little of himself behind to remember him by.
So Rafael goes with you, drugged out of his mind. So he is easy to navigate to Night Market. I mean to White Crown.
Yeah, I'll definitely wait outside White Crown.
Yeah. So Vimes and Audra, you're able to keep him going, following you. But as you cross the bridge to White Crown, the blue coat stop you. He's like, "Oh, what's all your business here?"
We are artists engaging in the spectacle.
Yeah, artists.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have Rafael with you, so this gives you a much greater effect. So go and roll sway. This is controlled.
I'm assisting by futzing with my monocle.
Partial.
All right. Even with a partial, though, with Rafael, they let you pass. They will keep an eye on you, but or at least, well, they'll it's fine. It's fine. So you're in White Crown itself. You're making your way towards the northern shores, where they have basically there is a beach there. It is a rocky beach, but they have little paths and stuff like that. And there you see in the distance the watchtower, watching the shores to make sure no boats sneak into White Crown. That's their principal job. But yeah, there's a couple guards there, on the beach patrolling. There's a couple guys in the watchtower. Things are standard. There's not much. They're doing their job. They're not really, paying attention to you. But you need to put it on the foundation of it. Now you just need to place it. You don't have to do a ritual or anything. But, yeah, so.
Okay. So there's nothing special about how to place it.
No, it just has to be at a particular location.
Then we can just give it to Rodolfo and tell him to do it. Let him activate the ritual.
Okay. So you tell him to do that, and he starts. Are you going to go with him, or are you just going to send him off and watch?
Well, no, we'll be within,
Okay.
moral support distance, but
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say he'll get by the guard. No soldier will. The blue coats aren't going to challenge him. But I'll say he has a 50-50 chance of actually placing it on the right side of the building.
I don't know. Well, no, we tell him where.
Yeah, I'm saying he's still really high though. So
50-50.
Well,
I don't know if I
Okay,
like
wait.
50-50.
There's just a couple of guards, right?
yeah.
All right. I'm gonna get myself thrown out of White Crown. I'm gonna go up to them and start talking to them about their place in the culture industry.
Okay.
Okay, well then Mulligan, I'll go with Rodolfo to the right side of the
All
building.
right. First off, Vimes, give me some kind of roll. I don't know if you're rolling consort or sway.
How about consort? Yeah.
I would say this is definitely risky. They're definitely if you get a partial, they'll be very suspicious of you.
Well, okay. I actually want to ameliorate that somewhat by checking off my fine clothes and jewelry.
Okay. All right. This will be controlled then.
Yeah. So I want to be too rich for them to be suspicious of. I'm not weird. I'm eccentric.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that works. All right. With your fine clothing providing a boost to your effect, you're able to distract the soldiers long enough for Raffaello and Audra to head to the tower, the foundation, and plant the stone. So.
I do let him do it, and then I'm going to use my Tempest to make like some chilling winds and a little fog affect the area. And
okay, go ahead and roll.
Close his eyes and listen to the ghost. It's not a roll. I just spend 2 stress.
Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. With that's pretty much more than enough to convince Raffaello. And also the guards are sort of now not really focused on you. They're kind of grumbling about the fog coming in. It's like, damn it, they'll have to be more attentive now.
I will cheer a fellow on. Well, not loudly, but like a child. Be like, "Oh, you're so good at that ritual. You have a real knack for the arcane."
Are you, Audra?
Yeah. Yes.
I love Trav so much, but
yeah, me too.
Oh no, you can't have him. He's mine.
Oh.
He's mine.
Just like everybody.
Oh, well, Audra, you're such a good person.
I know.
You're too good for the work that you do. You should work for me. I could set you up. You could be a model. We could do a whole series with your mask.
Well,
I could marry you off to a nobleman.
What?
If you are a noble woman.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not getting married off, but
okay. A courtesan. It's very well paying. No. Okay.
No. Look, hey, I think you're just really excited because of this ritual.
Mm-hmm.
But we can definitely talk about doing an art series sometime.
Yes. Or you could be a tutor. You could teach. There's some occultists here in White Crown. They'd pay desperately to be tutored in the occult.
God, we're not even buying ghost cocaine from him. This is
well, these are all very tempting offers, but I have a lot of stuff I want to do before I settle down like that.
Do you think Trav will stay with me? I don't know.
Oh, definitely.
So I'm older than him though.
Well,
is he just using me for my drugs and my wine and my money?
He could use. Look. He could use anybody, and he chose you.
Yes, that's true. Should I kill him and put his ghost in a bottle?
No.
Oh.
That's not a good idea yet.
Oh.
See, when you have to harvest ghosts naturally and sustainably, you can't just kill people for ghosts.
Oh.
Those ghosts don't work out.
All right, then he kind of slumps. He kind of like he's at the lows at this point, so he's
I'll pat him on the back and we'll walk him away from the tower.
Yeah. All right. Good talk. Remains to be seen if he remembers anything that he says. Or or anything from tonight. But so yeah, the White Crown, you got the White Crown one in. Good job.
Yay, we did it.
So which one do you want to, which of the two problem ones do you want to do next? I assume at this point you've already set the other 4 in because they were pretty easy. Yeah. So there's only 2 left. The Night Market one and the Dunslow one.
We were going to take Swan Boat to Night Market, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you all pile in the Swan Boat and go to take the river down to Night Market. So you approach the point. It is actually foggy where at the river mouth. Well, at this part, so you can't see too well, and there's not many lights, so it is fairly dark. Because it's sort of like the undeveloped shore. The river kind of floods at times, and there's not really any point in building anything too permanent along the river's edge here. So it's kind of undeveloped here, except for this one stone building that's been around for a long ass time, and nobody's really lived in for as long as anyone can remember. So,
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So, who's going to go plant the stone? Or all?
Are there ghosts here, or may they be punched to things?
That's a good question,
That's a
Audra.
really good question.
This is going to be a risky attune roll. If you get a partial, you will attract unwanted. You will find out, but you will also attract unwanted attention.
Yeah. Well, Flake's good at dealing with that. No, there you go.
Okay. Yes, there is a malignant spirit in the water. And as you realize it's coming out of the water, you've alerted it to it. You've alerted it. It knows you're there. Ugh. So it is the spiritual energies are building. Something is waking up. You don't know how it's going to. What it's going to do exactly, but it's definitely a malevolent presence. And it's right now currently based in the water, which you are on, because you're in the boat.
Cool.
So,
where does the stone have to go exactly?
in the building, on the outer wall facing the river's edge.
So is it possible to reach that without getting into the water?
Nope. It is, you have to get onto the shore. Like it is not right on, the building is like 10 feet away from the shore. From the shore's edge, the shoreline.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
let's
you
hop
have
on the shore then
all right. So
from the boat.
yeah. All right. So you hop out. The water is very cold, and there's a bit
I meant to not get in the water.
Well, the boat can't get that close to the shore without running aground. It is. Not,
I have climbing gear. Would that be possible to use?
Well, I mean, it's like you're on a boat that can't get all the way. Like you can jump out of the boat and you'll be like leg deep in water, but it won't. You could touch the bottom since you're a large dude, but you can't. The boat can't get. It's not like a Zodiac. You can't just pull it on shore.
So can we just take the boat back and then go there by land?
Yeah, you can. You can retreat and go back by land.
Yeah, that seems wiser than
Okay, so
going in with the water ghost.
yeah, it's you. So you turn the boat around and get out before the ghost, the spirit, whatever it is. It's some kind of spirit. Fully wakes up. So, you can. But yeah. So
Yeah, we go by land.
okay. So you go back. So you disembark in Night Market, tie up along the shore for a bit of ways, a couple of blocks of ways, and walk out. And now, so yeah, the very edge of the water is like, or the very edge of the land on the southern shore is sort of overgrown with weeds and that kind of thing. So now, Audra, I will say that the spirit, since it has been woken up and it's close, the building is close to the water, so it'll probably you'd probably have to be stealthy to get by without. You have to do something to get in the building or place the stone without alerting the ghost to your presence. But you can make some kind of check. So you could use a tune.
Yeah.
You could try prowl. You could just physically stealth.
I mean,
I'm sneaky.
I can.
Yeah.
I'll prowl.
but other people can.
I'll sneak past a ghost.
Okay.
I'm happy to assist.
All right. Yeah. So you can assist. You can give him a little bit of, attuning energy to do that. So yeah, this is a risky prowl check. If you get a partial, you'll plant the stone, but you'll alert the spirit after you plant it.
Critical success.
Critical success. All right. You are very still. So with critical, you'll figure out what it is or what it's doing. As you plant the stone, you out of the corner of your eye, you see some lights coming from below the water. Beautiful lights, but you turn away. And Flake, you realize perhaps these lights are lures to lure people into the water, and they never get away. So that's what's been, killing people here. Kind of will-o'-the-wisp, sort of, but underwater.
What do people use for like oil now?
Ectoplasm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any ectoplasm?
Yeah. I always got a little bit on me.
Mm-hmm.
Like for the boat, like a barrel or something?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, let's just kick it over into the water. Can't do your drowning lights in an oil spill. Just
Okay.
there we go. It's safe now.
Well, until the oil dissipates, but that'll bide some time.
Oh, that shit never dissipates, Ross. Haven't you?
They should never know. We're fine.
You definitely step in the same river twice. Blades in the dark. That's how that goes. All right.
I mean, it's probably not good for fishing now either. So
yeah.
Yay, we saved lives. Anyway, off to prison.
Sure, definitely. You definitely did that permanently. It's definitely been dealt with.
It's only a war crime.
Yeah, it's only salvage is here. So lots happened. But as you're leaving, as you're making your way to Dunslow, you run into you're going to Dunslow. Salvage, you're kicked out of prison for good behavior.
Can Salvage still be in prison? He was part of my plan.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
That's fine.
All right, then. All right, you're still in prison. Let's do a quick scene of Salvage. Salvage, how have you been dealing with prison life? How have you been surviving? Salty's in there with you, but it's a big, dangerous, steampunky prison.
Well, with what the supplies that I have been able to sneak in, because Salty is just that good at prison exchanges, I've actually been able to set up a pretty nice life a week for us by basically making downgraded trans powder for any of the inmates. So nothing to really completely take them out, but just to make their stay a little bit less horrifying.
Well, let's see how effective that's been. Go ahead and give me a risky tinker check to see how well you have been doing.
Turlet trans power.
Yeah. Turlet trans powder.
Turlet.
Yeah.
Turlet trans.
That's my grime metal band name, by the way.
It is. So, all right.
Yeah. Not the worst, not the best.
You can only expect so much from prison toilet.
Prison's still pretty fucking miserable, but you haven't been shanked yet, so you got that going for you.
I'm the supply line.
Yeah. So, Flake, what's your angle here? Now that
is it inside the prison or outside the prison?
I'd say he's inside the prison. He's due out to be released soon.
I mean, the rock. Where I need to put the rock.
Oh, the rock is actually not at the prison. It's at the southwest corner of Dunslow, along the border wall.
But the problem would be guards looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
it's the border wall. It's the thing that keeps ghosts out. Yeah,
well, I'll go in with I'll go in to visit Salvage, and I guess bail him out.
Okay. So guard lets you out. I was like, well,
I'm not going to bail him out until he does the thing I need him to do. So.
Okay. All right.
Right now I'm just busy.
Oh, I see how it is.
All right. Yeah. So go explain it to him. You're in the visiting room.
I was just testing out a new standstill option. I accidentally stuck myself, and then I woke up here. What the hell?
Yes. How have you been enjoying your time at school?
The room service
many new skills.
Oh, well, the room service is great, and the fact that this is kind of a nice folk rehab of all things. Oh, yeah, and I'm in prison. Prison.
Yes, is Why are you confused by this? You know what we do for living, yes?
I do, but that's like I wasn't in the middle of any of that when I went to prison. I woke up in prison.
This is more often than not how it happens. Believe it or not.
Maybe in your
one is rarely conscious
experience,
for
not
the
mine.
transition. Anyway, I need you to do something before I bribe your way out of here.
Oh, okay. So what is this then?
There is man on the inside. He is not allowed visitors.
Okay.
But you need to give him gift and tell him who it is from.
And what, pray tell, is this gift?
This shiny rock.
Okay, can I tell what this rock is without actually?
It is not best to speak here. Ears have walls.
Oh well, that's what I was actually saying. Game wise, can I tell what the rock is?
Well, you do know that the rock does not go here; it goes to the edge of the district. So yeah,
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, so it's a pentagon shaped rock, cut like a five corners. There's arcane runes on it. If it is that rock, Flake.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it is that one. Yeah. Do you have a tune?
I do.
Okay. You can give me a tune checked so you could look at it to what does this do?
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I definitely am going to go ahead and spend some stress since I don't really understand. I'm only a novice when it comes to attuning.
Okay.
So give myself at least 2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. One success.
Well, it's a partial, so limited effect.
Yeah.
It's some kind of thing used for some sort of ritual, like it's a component of. That's all you can tell. It's not,
okay.
Yeah.
So, who am I supposed? What's the name of the person I'm supposed to be giving this to?
He is a man named Andreev. He will have been here a long time. Life sentence.
So sounds about as respectable as us.
If he has survived this long, he will have friends and guards. Let him know if he places this by the second pylon at the border, or has his guard friend do this.
Okay.
I will give a shit and get him out.
Okay. So we're
if he asks who has done this, tell him it is Railmoss, his son. And if he does this thing, I do what he not do to me or my mother, give a shit and help him.
Okay.
But he must do this thing for us.
Okay, so we need to say that this is from his long-lost son.
I am not lost. I am abandoned, but he is as well.
Wait, is this
and if he has survived here this long, he will have had friends who can drop a rock by a fucking pole. Maybe he is good for at least this much.
Okay. Yeah, I can do this. Blake, just voice controller. Is this actually your dad?
No, I have fooled him into thinking I am father through elaborate scheme. I am quite gifted at letter forgery. Fuck you think, Jesus! I don't know who that is.
I don't know you that well, so I have to. Again, I've been in prison for the last 2 weeks. Thanks again. I'm
you would
curious.
learn something. There is nothing to do in there. Talk to someone. Shit.
I have been
Give
learning
him
to
the
make
rock, and I
toilet
will
tra-
let you leave. Yeah.
Give him the goddamn rock.
I start ranting
want
angrily in
toilet
old
crayon?
dust ball. Yeah.
All right. All right. So it's not easy. It's not hard to find him. Actually, Salvage. Andreev. You've heard of him. He's one of the bosses among the prisoners here.
Okay.
And he is. So when you ask to meet him, there's a few nods, and you are led into a darkened cell. And you can only see the silhouette of an enormous man who is very gaunt. And you can't see his eyes through the light. You can only see the light is just making his eyes shadows. But he is very old. It's almost like looking at death. is as you sort of look at his enormous hands placed on his knees. There are many scars on his hands and on the face that he can see, and he says, "Yes."
I apologize for disturbing you, sir, but I had a message I was asked to deliver from Railmoss.
Yes.
So he asked me to give you this and slide over it. I'll make sure to bag up the stone, but make sure it's slid over to him. So, and to state that it needs to be placed by the second pylon, if you would like to have your freedom.
He can give me my freedom?
That's like he said he would get you out.
Okay. I'll do this. And if this is done, and I'm not freed, you die.
That's been a general expectation. So, but the person Railmoss is trustworthy. So
you obviously do.
Not subtle, but trustworthy.
Oh, we shall see. I do this. Okay. Goal.
All right. Can I interest you in some transponder?
No.
Okay. I have to see about making the sale. I'm sorry.
You should be.
Okay.
All right. So Flake, you watch the second pylon from a distance, and the next shift, a blue coat goes out and places a stone by it.
Good.
So
I guess I'll bail him out now.
You
take
can
him under my recognizance or whatever was going to happen.
Yeah. That's well. As you go to do so, the blue coat stops. He's like, Mr. Railmoss, is it?
Yes.
Andreev put a hold on your friend here until, and he said you would know why.
I am working to get him out. Does he think it will be instantaneous?
Okay. Let me go confirm.
He knows I have been making moves in city. If he is shot caller, I think he is.
I will.
He also knows I am not lying piece of shit like he is, for I was raised elsewhere.
Let me confer with him, and I will. So just wait on for a second. So he goes. About an hour later, he comes back. As you wait in a windowless room that reeks of shit and piss.
So a room in Duskfall, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, White Crown, it doesn't smell like shit and piss.
No. This is still like old Victorian times. It's all piss and shit. The rich people just lie to themselves.
They have the White Crown, they have hull toilets now. Like
they wizard the piss away.
Yeah, they wizard the piss away.
Oh God, it's the wizard.
It's the newest fashion.
The ghosts take the piss away.
That's
believable.
Yeah, he comes back. He says, "All right, we can get to you if we need to. I don't know what you promised him, but we better deliver."
He will be on the line with the others, but I will do my best.
Okay. So Salvage, you're released, and Flake is there waiting for you.
Okay, I do have to question. Did anybody clean up the workshop while I was gone?
There have been many developments.
Okay, that sounds not at all ominous.
Well, you have gone to prison. I don't know what... We would consult you were you not behind bars.
You sound like none of us have done that before, too. And again, I was unconscious when it happened, too, so which means somebody had laid me out.
I have told you this is how it is done. You drink too much. You go to prison. You take too much ghost trance powder. You go to prison. The cops hit you amongst the head. You go to prison. This is how it is done.
Have you heard about not using your own supply?
You literally threw it in my face. What are you talking about? You are so high and mighty. Get in the carriage.
I'm talking about me, not on you.
So this is the conversation all the way back. You owe your father a favor, Flake. You gotta get him out of prison. But you've completed the score. So they were going to pay you for it, so they pay you 6 coins. That is to say, Grip and your mutual friend. So they give you the money as agreed upon. Do you tell them? I suppose you're keeping your counter sabotage secret from them too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
We're going for maximum lies of omission here.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to do a roll for those.
Oh yeah. No, you're fine. So they say they'll be in touch. It'll take them some time to think up their next move. Now, things are kind of complicated. So, weirdly enough, so we could just go into downtime. So I don't think you did. You handled that really stealthily, so you didn't really generate any heat. Which is good.
Achievement unlocked.
Yep.
We did it. We finally did it.
So your heat, I believe now is at 1 because it goes down by 1 just on its own.
Yep.
So that's good. So I'll roll another entanglement.
Achievement unlocked. Net negative heat.
Let's see here. Let's see. I would say another gang. This is rivals. That's what you rolled for entanglement. So they're a neutral faction. So they are muscling in the docks a little bit, and so they threaten your side businesses. Are you going to let them do that? Forfeit one.
Thank God. Who can I kill? Come on.
Well, you don't. Well, you can stand up to them. So yeah, they're pretty obvious. They're moving in. So yeah, the lamp blacks. They're moving in. And they start threatening they're trying to run their own protection racket. So
yeah, the best part about somebody horning in on your protection racket is that it's a great advertisement for your protection racket when you get rid of them.
Yeah, you can find them pretty easily. So what are you going to do to them?
I'm going to roll 5d6 and try to slaughter them publicly.
Okay. Well, you know how I mentioned you didn't generate any heat.
That doesn't matter.
But we've already made the roll.
Yeah. I'd say that generates 1 heat. So you're back at heat 2. But yeah, you're now at -1 with the Lamblacks as you attack and messily butcher one, I guess. I don't know. What do you do to the one that you do grab? The others run away.
I don't know. I guess you need hands to take money from people.
Okay.
So go Code of Hammurabi on it and just crush him like Lenny.
Okay.
Did you also watch Contra?
All right. So, yeah, they are pretty angry at you. So you're at -1 status with them now. They were trying you out, and you were obviously not found wanting, so they're not going to keep doing it. But the
side menace still makes money.
They still makes money. So
how much money does it make?
It's 1 minus your heat. It's 1d6 minus their heat, right? Or is
yes.
It? Okay, so 2 gold, 2 coin.
Okay.
Yeah, tier roll minus heat.
That lets us.
Tier roll minus heat. Okay, so I'll roll another d6. Is it added together or just the highest of the 2? I think it's highest.
Yeah, I mean, it would be the only roll that wasn't highest, right?
Yeah. So 4 minus. I'll say 1. We'll say the heat. So it generates 3 coin, but now you're at heat 2. So that's your entanglement for.
So all of us could have 2 coin, and then 1 could go in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you want to do? I don't know what the crew sheet looks like.
Sounds good.
And then you can all do your downtime. So obviously, if you want to relieve stress, let me know if you overindulge. You can just roll for that on your own. And you're at 5 out of 6 on your police contact. So if one of you does that, you generate it because you can't not do it.
Ooh, exactly. Yay.
That's good.
I overindulge.
Okay. So that is 156, I believe.
Good.
I'll let you choose. Obviously, you can attract trouble. That's an additional entanglement. Brag. You get lost, or you're tapped, and so you'd have to find a new source for your vice, which would probably be another downtime activity.
Right. Yeah, I'll just do that then. I'll essentially downtime tax myself.
Okay. Yep. So how do you piss off your latest vice purveyor?
I mean, I feel like this is what I did the last time, but I kind of want to make it like almost the vaguely comic relief that like I am just going to get too uppity and picky about tapestries and furniture. And shit.
All right. Well, yeah.
Like I'm just going to go full Karen.
Yeah. No, you're developing a reputation among the luxury merchants of Duskwall as an impossible a toxic client. So your purveyor fires you, which you didn't know was possible, but apparently it's becoming a trend with you. So yeah, it takes you some time to find a new up and coming merchant who's willing to do business with you.
Come on, give me those sweet, sweet tassels.
Yep. Let's see here. So Audra, did you know what you want to do as your...
Yeah. So I definitely did stress management.
Mm-hmm.
Probably mix it up a little bit. Maybe go to Ruffalo's drug and orgy party.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just going to
develop
train, probably. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Well, yeah, you do have that long-term project the group does.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you can train. Yeah, that's fine.
Why would you start contributing now?
And Salvage, you're out of prison.
Ooh.
You have free time now.
I did one important thing today, so I am just literally getting out of prison. So I am definitely going to train.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and put some into actually resolve, mainly because I realized that I might be needed to help out a little more with ghost issues in the future, and I'm sorely on that. So, and I'd forgotten how much train does that just put one hash mark in it?
Yeah,
or
it's one,
two?
except for prowess.
Okay.
Prowess is the only exception because you have that upgrade for your crew.
Oh, that's true. So, okay.
That gives you that would give you 2 in that one, but yeah, it's 1 for resolve.
Okay. I'll go ahead and put resolve.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. And then I will go ahead and we can continue working on the long-term project, correct?
Yeah.
The
if you don't need to relieve stress. I mean, do you have any traumas?
That's like I do have 1 trauma, so that. So
you'll take a stress if you don't indulge.
Oh, I don't. You know what? I'll go ahead and do that because I'm only at 3. So
well, then roll to see if you overindulge.
Well, I'm not overindulging too. I'm just taking a stress. So.
Oh, okay. You are taking a stress. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm taking a stress because
so
I've only spent 2, and I was.
Yeah.
Sure. So.
Okay.
All right. And I will go ahead and work on the long-term project. So for that, is that just a roll with my tinker to continue?
Yeah, that'll tell me how many you'll get at least 1 segment on your clock, but
okay. All right.
Yeah, it's 1.
So I'm just going to Yeah,
you didn't roll very well.
Hey, all my focus has been going to toilet trance, so
Yeah, no, you're a little bit. You're a bit rusty. Yeah, you've been.
Also, the workshop is a mess. Yep. Why didn't you follow the written instructions?
Oh, sorry, boss. Sorry, Mr. Salvage, sir, but I'm illiterate. He's illiterate. She's illiterate. We're all illiterate.
The fuck you are, Stradler.
They absolutely are.
All right, next project. Crew literacy.
Well,
Salvage canceled. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We did lie to you. We thought you were joking when you asked
Flake
us if we
just
could read.
cringes out of the room. Jesus. Ugh.
Yeah, we thought you were joking when you asked us if we could read. And you seemed really we thought you were funny. It was like, you're so serious. Yes, we want people who can read. It's very important as a smuggler to be able to read. And
yes, because you need to follow plans. And
he just starts laughing. Oh, I don't know what's funny. You actually believe it. Oh, hey, fellas, he actually thought he was being serious.
Low dart in the neck.
Dunk. Everyone starts laughing. The blow dart. They're like, we missed you, Salvage. What
Salvage is really like the Duskwall equivalent of the Sanford prison experiment. You give him a little power over people. You just blow darts him in the neck.
Waldorf comes and says, "Hey, sir, could you just give me one little hit, just right here? I've been missing it."
They actually like it.
Yeah.
Or at least 4 letters will come back to me.
Yeah. Come on.
The Venture Brothers reference.
Sweet dart.
4 letters and you get a hit.
Yep. So, yeah.
This methadone for literacy program that I've started.
Yeah, that could be a long-term project. Yeah, my fair minions. Yeah.
Change my name to Higgins.
Yeah, basically.
Salvage school for cohorts who can't read good and want to learn to do other things good too.
Basically.
I found a new calling in the game.
Okay. So it sounds like next time you're going to have to break your father out of prison if you don't want.
I have another downtime action. I'm
Okay.
going to start the free daddy clock as a long-term project. I
Okay.
guess.
How are you doing that? What do we see? What do we
go to
see
the
Flake
jail and
doing?
Beat on the wall.
Yeah. Now, there's a couple ways you could do that. One, you could come up with a prison break plan. That would be, another way would be, you're going to need a lot of money to do that. So you could just be earning money to put away as a bribe. Or you can, I don't know. Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can do it.
I'm going to start finding guards.
Mm-hmm.
I need a list of guards before I can figure out. I'm just mainly going to try and get enough leverage on one for them to leave a door open.
Yeah.
That'll
All
be
right.
my plan.
Command
Some
could
of them's
work
up
for
to
that.
something weird in a brothel or something that could be twisted on them. So basically, I'm just going to start a phone book of assets that I might look to.
Sure. Yeah. What action do you want to use for that? I could see a couple different ones working.
Command.
Yeah, that would definitely work.
Okay.
Swear to me.
Yeah. Or just like telling my goons to go find me everyone who works
At Iron Hook.
Yeah, at Iron Hook. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, full success.
Yeah. I believe that's 3 segments on a 6 clock. So
All right.
yeah. So I'll put on 306 Iron Hook Jailer. Okay. All right. So yeah, you can do that. As we continue on. So the game of cat and also mouse, but also a cat, has begun between 2 demons, and their various human pawns, who are working both ends against each other to come out on top somehow. And as you wait to hear back from both, sides, you start working. So yeah, we'll next time continue that plot line, probably. So yeah, unless you guys have a specific heist you want to do in between. But yeah, questions, comments, suggestions?
Thanks for kind of stepping in with the direction once things got all subterfugey, Caleb.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
That
Why are you
was
saying thank you for
legitimately a
doing that?
compliment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I mainly go too far with that shit, so I'm trying to.
No, you really don't. That's why I was really glad you were here.
By the way, you could have gotten
Best double agents just tell both sides they're working for that they're double agents, but you're the real ones, guys.
yeah.
It's
It's a bold strategy.
Yeah.
Cotton. We'll see if it plays out. So yeah, you could have got that ambush. You could have gotten out if Audra had used a tune inside the warehouse. You could have picked up on the mystical trap. Or if not everybody had been in the cage. Obviously it was a lot harder because you didn't have salvage to have vials of acid to melt the thing, or other things. But yeah, it was not guaranteed to be a thing, but, it was, yeah. I mean, actions have consequences. Yeah.
The hell you say?
Yep. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens next time, as the blind eyes play each side against the other. So we'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye.